go brownies, here we go. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Cleveland is the city and town, orange and brown. You know what's going down, we reppin' that dog pound. Fans going crazy, dogs want a bone. Offense headed straight to the end zone. Ground game, pound game, this is our season. Now we need to stop. Let's go defense, special team, running back 6 for the score. Extra point good and the whole crowd roar. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Good evening, what's up and what's good, and welcome to All About Sports 216 Cleveland Browns post-game show this evening, as I'm on a little later than usual, as the Browns succumb to the Baltimore Ravens. 23-16 as the Ravens came back late in the fourth quarter and secured the victory and everything. The Ravens are now 5-5. The Browns are now 2-8. Browns next week will be facing the Las Vegas Raiders. And things I want to get from the Browns game perspective and everything, you know. First and foremost, I'm doing some things here and everything. I promised I would never do these things, but I'm doing some things here trying to come on and everything. But first and foremost, how can I say it? Browns took this one on the chin and everything, but it is what it is. Browns 2-8. They play the Raiders next week. Let's see. And Shador time came today. Like I said, Shador time was coming sooner than later because Dylan Gabriel left due to a possible head injury. And Shador played in the second half and everything. And the reviews, how can I say, to me, I will give you first my honest opinion, but first, let me give you a word from my sponsor, and first, and let me tell y'all some things like this also. As far as the post-game show, the chat lines are open. Feel free to holler at a brother. The chat lines are open. Feel free to holler at me. I also got to change something. Wait a minute. Let's change this. Wait a minute. Got to change something real quick. Oh, shoot. There we go. There we go. Post-game show at the bottom. But the chat lines are open. Feel free to holler at your brother. The chat lines are open. Feel free to holler at me and everything. The Cleveland Browns lost today, 23-16 to the Baltimore Ravens. And now, the Browns done let the genie out the bottle. It's Shador time. Dylan Gabriel left with a possible head injury. He's probably going to be in concussion protocol this week. How can I say, far as the reviews and everything, I will give those to you what I think. But first, let me give you a word from my sponsor real quick, Anointed Angel Apparel. Let me find my sheet and everything. Uh-oh. This ain't good at all and everything. There we go. Anointed Angel Apparel, where faith, family, and fashion come together. From stylish t-shirts and cozy sweatshirts to dazzling bling, rhinestone t-shirts that shine together with purpose. We design every piece with God at the center. But we just don't stop there. Discover personalized tumblers, beautiful photo slates, custom engraven, and even UV 3D textured home decor items that make your house a home. In every design, Anointed Angel Apparel carries a message of hope, faith, and love. Because we're more than just a brand, we're a family business devoted to lifting up the name of Jesus. Shop with us today and wear your faith boldly. Anointed Angel Apparel, where your testimony becomes your style. Email anointedangel.apparel.com for a custom consultation. And I'm back. As you know, the Browns lost today, and actually, it's Shador time. Shador made his debut in the National Football League today in the second half against the Baltimore Ravens and everything. And I'll just say it like this. And I'll put it into a couple phases and everything. He came in, completed his first two passes, then then he went through a wilderness period. He went through a rough patch where the Ravens was throwing the kitchen sink at him. They was throwing everybody at him possible at him, and the offensive line ain't great. So it's throwing the kitchen sink at him, and Shador reverted to some of the bad habits that resulted in a couple of sacks and everything, and an intentional grounding call, which was huge because it turned into a short punt by Bjorquez, and Baltimore gradually scored the game-winning touchdown on that Mark Andrews tush push play, which they did the fake on the tush push, and Mark Andrews took it to the outside, and there was nobody there because once Ricard sealed Grant Delpit, it was off to the races, off to the side, off to the end zone for Andrews. But either way, I got chat. Feel free to hit me up. What's up, Brad Bitterman, my guy? Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Thank you. Good hearing from you too. And thanks for the messages that you be sending me on Facebook Messenger and everything. They're inspiring and everything and stuff. And I do be reading them. Definitely be reading them and stuff. Thank you, big dog. We goes back. We goes back to the 90s, buddy. Or 2000s. We goes back, my guy Brad Bitterman. Shout out to you, my brother. Um, it was a lot of bad. I ain't gonna lie, it left a lot to be desired. One of the things I think was a problem with Shador during that time was no doubt about it, Brad, no doubt about it. Was during that time with Shador when he was in the game and everything. Oh 03? Wow. Man, I'm old. Oh 03? Wow, I was still in my 30s. Oh man, I was in my 30s, aging myself. And in my young 30s at that. Oh 03? Wow. Like they say, time waits on no man, and one thing you can't beat is Father Time. But with Shador, back to Shador again and everything, I think one of the things that affected him coming in was he actually seen the speed of the game. Think he was a little slow with the trigger, speed of the game. It's a whole different thing than playing potential gym teachers and whatnot, and guys about to go into the regular workforce in August, as opposed to playing the real deal in November. And plus, coming in the second half against the Baltimore Ravens, where their defense, it's not like he facing the Baltimore Ravens in September where the defense was little left to be desired. He's facing the Baltimore Ravens healthy and sound for the most part, even though Marlon Humphrey didn't play today. But you facing the Ravens full force in November while the Ravens are definitely playing for something. And in the beginning, and during a time period during that game, Shadura looked like a deer on a freeway. For real, he looked like a deer on the freeway. Speed of the game looked too fast for him. He looked a little unprepared, a little shell shocked. But I will give Shador this. He kept his head up. Kept his head up. He could have put his head down and everything and basically gave up after he threw that INT. But he kept his head up and kept on plugging and everything. And even though things was going rough, kept his head up. But the glimmer of hope came in the 2-minute drive. When Shador made a couple of good throws, to throw to Fannin, a throw to Judy, and he almost had Isaiah Bond in the end zone. Couldn't get to him because the Ravens defensive tackle was in his face. And he evaded the rush. Because I think slowly but surely during the game, as the game progressed in the second half, he started to figure out the speed of the game and figure out that he can't take sacks like that. Not in the NFL, you can't take sacks like that. And I think he started to slowly figure that out and everything. Where in the second half, in that last drive, even though the Browns didn't score, he showed a little hope for the future. Just imagine what this guy could possibly do if he gets a week of practice with the ones and gets full preparation with the ones. Because this guy never got any practice reps. Never got any practice reps at all. You got to take that into account. He never got any practice reps at all with the ones. So now all of a sudden, you're cold. Then you find out at halftime, guess what, buddy? It's your show now. You going in, no practice reps with the ones, and you're going up against the Baltimore Ravens. What an assignment. What an assignment. And like I said, the results weren't great. Not at all. By no means. Not at all. A lot to improve upon. But I think the main thing he had to figure out and pick up was the speed of the game. And slowly, in that 2-minute drive, he started asserting himself. And he started looking better and everything, which gives me hope for the future with Shadura. Am I ready to anoint him as the franchise quarterback? No, not at all. But am I ready to see more of Shadura Sanders? Yes, because I done seen all I need to see of Dylan Gabriel. Nothing against the kid. He is what he is. He'll be a long time backup in the league and everything. And we didn't gave Dylan Gabriel done got 6 games. So now it's time for the next man up. Time for Shador to get his shot. And let's see what he can do. And let's see if he can improve up from this time this week. Let's see if he can improve next week when they play the Raiders. Let's see if steady improvement and progress can come and everything. Because I ain't going to lie, against the Baltimore Ravens, that's a tough assignment. Second half, that's a tough assignment. Tough assignment. His stats were for today, Shador Sanders, 4 of 16 for 47 yards, 1 interception, 2 sacks for a loss of 27 yards, and a passer rating of 13.5. So, like you said, he can't go nowhere but up. Shador can't go nowhere but up. And hopefully, if they give this kid a week of practice with the first team, a full week of practice with the first team, where he's getting all the reps and getting the ultimate game day preparation, then we shall see, growth. Hopefully, growth and progress and everything. Because, hey, it's an evaluation period and everything. Hey, we got, let's see, Browns are 2-8, got 7 games left. 7 games left, so it's plenty of football that's left to be played. Plenty of football that's left to be played. Um, Now going to the defense, let me say this. Dear God Almighty, around and within, the sun, the earth, the spirit, with the ancestors, and Jesus Christ, dear Lord, please get Miles Garrett some offense on this team. Because I'm gonna be honest, defense, they're a playoff team. They're a playoff defense already. They're a playoff defense. Please get Miles Garrett some help on the offensive side before this guy is ready to hang him up, because it would be a crime. It would be a crime if he doesn't get to play any more meaningful games in January. For real. Please get this guy some meaningful help on offense, especially meaningful help, because I'm going to be honest, our offensive line is trash. Our offensive line is trash. But the defense, oh my God. Miles Garrett, 4 sacks. I think he has 15 on the year. Carson Schwessinger, 11 tackles. Another interception. Devin Bush, pick 6. By the way, the Browns linebackers have actually been the most surprising defensive group this year on the defense. The Browns linebackers, the combination of Devin Bush, Carson Schwessinger, man, they have done wonders this year. For real, they have done wonders. But man, that Browns defense, they're playoff ready. You just got to get the offense right. And get the offense right. You can find out if Shador is your quarterback. Hopefully, Shador could be that quarterback of the future, or be at least quarterback for 2026. So then, with those 2 draft picks that the Browns got next year, you can get an offensive lineman and another game breaker at receiver. Or if you want to get 2 offensive linemen and draft as many linemen as possible in the second round, third round, offensive linemen and wide receivers next draft. Offensive linemen, wide receivers, quarterback 2026. Honestly, besides Mendoza of Indiana, and I think he'll be gobbled up by the Jets or somebody, or, well, no, you know what? We're ahead of the Jets. But he'll be gobbled up by somebody that's 2-8. Because Tennessee has the first pick. They're not drafting a quarterback. But what the Browns need is the best offensive tackle and the best wide receiver out there possible and everything. But like I said, with Shador, or like I said, with Miles, please get that guy some help. Please, this dude is playing at an all-time level. All-time level. Believe that. All-time level. Shit. You probably got the possible defensive player of the year and the defensive rookie of the year this year. and a perennial Pro Bowler with Denzel Ward in the defensive backfield. Imagine that. But like I said, hit me up. Let me get them likes up, and let's hit them chats and everything and stuff. But like I said, Shador, it was a touch and go, and you know what I'm saying, and trial and error and everything, trial and error. But I think eventually, I think the most important thing is him picking up the speed of the game. For real, for real. I thought he probably thought he was in a tornado in them first couple of series coming in against the Ravens in the second half. He probably thought he was an actual tornado and everything because Baltimore was throwing the house at him. They was throwing the house at him. But, hey, it's a lesson, learning steps. And if we can be patient with Dylan Gabriel, we can be patient with Shador. We can definitely be patient with Shador. It's going to be a work in progress. Because, hey, you tell me how many people with no first team reps, a rookie, and you coming in against the Baltimore Ravens in the second half of a game, with no first team reps, none practice at all since training camp. This is something that's on the coaching staff, Kevin Stefanski and company. But I'm not even going to come at Kevin at all today. I'm not even going to do that at all. But like I said, the defense played outstanding and the offense was pedestrian. Let me see some of the Browns' offensive stat leaders. Quinshawn Junkins, 17 carries, 59 yards. Dylan Sampson, 1 carry for 19 yards. Shador Sanders, 3 carries for 16 yards. Um, on receiving wise, Cedric Tillman, 3 catches for 52 yards. Harold Fannin, 2 catches for 26 yards. Jared Judy, 3 catches for 21 yards. Um, One thing the Browns got to do, you got to get David Njoku involved also, really, in the offense as well. 3 guys on offense in the passing game that should be involved heavily is Jared Judy, Dave Njoku, and Harold Fannin. Those guys should be involved relentlessly in the passing game. And you can spray a little bit here and there to Cedric Tillman. You can spray a little bit here and there to Cedric Tillman. But, like I said, in the end, the Browns lose 23-16. Um, Other than that, defense played well. Special teams played well, even though York's last punt came back to bite him. It was a short punt, which gave the Ravens favorable field position, and they scored the game-winning touchdown. But other than that, defense got three turnovers. Special teams got a turnover. Defense got, let me see, one, two, three turnovers, 3 or 4 turnovers. This game reminded me of the Michigan game yesterday against Northwestern, where Northwestern got 5 turnovers, but the offense really couldn't sustain those drives or take advantage of those turnovers. And gradually, when you're going up against Lamar Jackson and that Ravens offense, you don't take advantage of the turnovers, Lamar is going to come back to bite you, which the Ravens did. They came back to bite you. And it wasn't really Lamar. Lamar had an off game, to be honest. He had a really off game. It was the tush push that got the Browns at the end. It was the tush push. And sometimes on that play what Andrews did when he faked going in with the tush push and took it to the outside, sometimes you got to tip your hat to the other team and just say good play. It was a good play, but the Ravens are 5-5, and they done got a little closer in the AFC North, even though Pittsburgh won today as they beat Cincinnati. The Browns are 2-8, and next week they'll go up against the Las Vegas Raiders, which should be an interesting game. And hopefully we'll see Shador Sanders starting as the starting quarterback and everything. I'm gonna be honest, nothing against Dylan Gabriel, good kid, but I think it's Shador time now, and it's time to see what Shador can do. It's time to see what Shador can do and everything. And give this guy a full week of practice reps with the ones. Quit playing, Kevin. Quit playing the shell game with the kid. Give him a full week of practice with the ones so he can really get a fair assessment. Because really, coming in against the Ravens, even though you got to be prepared for your chances and stuff, as he is, but you're never going to come prepared, especially rookies. Especially rookies. But like I said, give the kid a week of full preparation. One thing Shadur does have to stop doing, though, he does have to stop dropping back extra. Because sometimes I think in some cases there was a pocket where sometimes you just got to get back there, 1, 2, throw. Get rid of it. Get rid of it, especially when the Ravens coming in blitzing and everything. Don't sit back and wait. That's a no-no. That is a definite no-no. But I'm on here, and if we ain't got no more chats or whatnot, I'm about to get off of here. Like I said, Baltimore Ravens defeated the Cleveland Browns 23-16. The Browns now fall to 2-8. Next week is the Las Vegas Raiders. Who will be the starting quarterback? We don't know. But I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that it's Shador time, for real. But anyway, this is your man Keith Allen for All About Sports 216 Cleveland Browns post-game show. I will be signing out. Everybody have a good week. Enjoy the games. Also, wait a minute. I didn't do one thing. Let's go through my predictions and everything. That's the NFL scores and stuff like that. You got the Lions in Philadelphia coming up. Well, they actually start now with 0-0 in the first quarter. The Denver Broncos defeated the Kansas City Chiefs 22-19. The San Francisco 49ers, the return of Brock Purdy, defeated the Arizona Cardinals 41-22. The LA Rams defeated the Seattle Seahawks 21-19 in a close game. The Buffalo Bills outscored the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 44-32. The Houston Texans defeated the Tennessee Titans in the last second field goal 16-13. The Jacksonville Jaguars ran roughshod over the San Diego Chargers. The Los Angeles Chargers 35-6. The Chicago Bears on the last second field goal defeated the Minnesota Vikings 19-17. The Green Bay Packers defeated the New York Giants 27-20. The Pittsburgh Steelers defeated the Cincinnati Bengals 16-12. The Miami Dolphins defeated the Washington Commanders 16-13. And the Carolina Panthers came back and defeated the Atlanta Falcons 30 the 27. I think today, let me see what I am today. As I predicted, 0-1, 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, 3-2 today. 3-2 with the Detroit and Philadelphia game, which I got Philadelphia winning. Got them pulling it out against Detroit. But we'll see. That's why they play the game on Sundays. But anyway, this your man Keith Allen signing out for All About Sports 216, Cleveland Browns post-game show. Everybody, enjoy the game tonight. Enjoy whatever you're doing tonight. Be well, be safe. Beware your surroundings and everything, because it's getting close to the season to be jolly. Remember, a lot of people ain't got it like that, so hey, the scammers and people are out there waiting and pouncing, so be careful of your surroundings and who you deal with and all that good stuff and everything. Have a good week. Keep God first in your life. Be well, be safe. I'm about to get up off here, watch the game. And y'all be merry and be well. This your man Keith Allen signing out for All About Sports 216 Cleveland Browns post-game show. See you next week. Peace.
Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Cleveland is the city and town, orange and brown. You know what's going down, we reppin' that dog pound. Fans going crazy, dogs want a bone. Offense headed straight to the end zone. Ground game, pound game, this is our season. Now we need to stop. Let's go defense, special team, running back 6 for the score. Extra point good and the whole crowd roar. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, here we go.